That's a good topic, though. Quality versus quantity. That's a good.
Speaking of Explorer, thanks for starting this off. Quality
Let's go.
versus quantity. So, do you want to say what you were saying earlier? Like, how you want to only post?
Abolish the second channels.
I mean, I think second channels are cool, because it's like, I mean, you want to post stuff that you wouldn't, like, because, like, a lot of people view, like their main channel is kind of like, they want to, it's like they're the best version of themselves as a player, like their best stuff, and, it's a very sort of, I guess, like an organized thing, like every, most people's main channels have, like, custom thumbnails and stuff like that for all their stuff, and, I think that's, and meanwhile, the second channel is like, you upload progress clips or whatever that aren't, so that you're not limiting it to, like, Discord. I feel like second channels are cool, but I guess in terms of, like, quality versus quantity, I'm definitely, like, what I was saying earlier that you were referring to is that I, like, if, whenever I finish what I'm gonna finish working on, I guess, for, like, when I, what I plan on uploading to my main channel, what I want, like, I'm probably not going to be uploading, like, too much stuff. Like, it may be, like, months at a time, like, in between uploads, but, like, when I do upload stuff, I want it to be, like, absolutely insane stuff, you know what I mean?
Right, your most monumental thing within your main channel.
Yeah.
But I just think it becomes, like, a bad mental thing to where, like, you create this sort of following on your main, and then you just essentially kill it when you don't upload on it, when people could definitely grow off it with, like, who they are and what they do, and then they just sort of, I don't know.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point, because, I mean, it only, ultimately, I guess it depends on the type of, like, if you don't really care about, like, if you don't have the goal of, like, trying to make something out of your channel, like, you want to, like, start streaming on Twitch and see if, like, you can make something off of it. If you're just doing it for whatever, like, I feel like it's not a huge deal. But obviously, like, uploading, being active is, like, probably the most important thing for any channel if you want to, like, grow and, possibly make something out of what you're doing.
Right. I know people use their channels as sort of like an archives, and, like, that's all good and fine too. But it's just like, it's just like a pet peeve of mine, really, that I've always felt, and not that I hate people who do it, but I know I just never would do it because I would always want my stuff where most people will see it.
I hate second channels. If you have a second channel, you're the worst person alive.
Oh shit.
No,
Norway.
I can name a few second channels.
I actually do like second channels when the main channel is kind of like where, like, Alec is. But there's only really him. It's like that, I guess.
Right.
I like Alec's second channel because that's like
Yeah.
what you might see him doing, like a VC, if you're in VC with him or something.
Yeah. No, I understand that part because Alec obviously is like has to, pump out, like, content, like the best content regardless of whether, like, something is an FC or not. And then when he wants to post things that are, like, sort of nostalgic or progress-wise, he would post it on his second channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like watching.
It seems kind of weird.
Second channel content is weird to me. It kind of ties into the idea of whole, like, including clips in a montage that you didn't FC, or, like, including clips in a montage that you choked, or including the same section but, like, at 5 different speeds halfway through a fucking video. You know what I mean? That shit is so fucking confusing. Like when Schmootage came out, right? Like, we saw Message to Blue, normal speed, we're like, oh shit, nice, and then, like, 110, we're like, whoa, and then 120 is like, oh wow, man, I haven't seen this clip before. Like, it was cool, obviously.
I get what you mean, because that's I sort of, like, kind of fall into that trap sometimes where I'm playing, like, just, like, whatever song, and I'll be like, yeah, I mean, I could do it faster, but it's kind of annoying to just spam upload the same song at different speeds.
Yeah, or you see, like, players, like, upload re-FCs or, like, sections or songs on their second channel, or they'll spam it. Like, there are players out there with, like, 10 re-FCs of a section on their channel. It's like, okay.
I know, like, Lego Keegan 411 my 69th solo FFC or something like that. Like,
Yeah,
oh shit.
literally.
69th faked solo FFC.
69th faked. 69 times he had to fake it. Yeesh. Jeff, you could hit solo F.
Yeah, just wait on my plan. That's all.
Yeah, waiting on the auto hit guitar. That's what you're waiting on.
Software over tap.
Yeah, the software over tap guitar.
Let me whip up the wins.
This FC uses experimental Arduino
Yeah. Yeah. Did you know, Jeffrey, that the PC player quiz was FC'd with that?
Software over tap.
Yep. Good old classic.
supposedly everything, because it has like a switch, and it was turned off for everything except for Supernovae Ruptus. But when I saw some of the other FCs used on that guitar, whenever he would anchor green,
Yeah.
you would see inputs on it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what confused me on it. Like, if your green is inputting when you have it anchored, like, I don't know. That's kind of like, yeah.
No, I saw
It's
some
just-
clip. It was some part in the quiz, and like, it was like a green-yellow trail, and he dropped the green fret like 8 times in a second. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's like, I mean, I'm not accusing. I don't know. It's just like, it seems a little bit sus. That's what the kids say now.
A little bit
sus.
Among Us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Do you think the argument of but we rake strum, so why not overtap?
I mean, the problem is that like, I feel like most things that are over tapped can be standard tap. Not standard tap, like just regularly tapped, like all tap.
Oh.
But like,
Sheesh.
I feel like strumming is a bit harder to obtain said or translate said speed, and like it's not attainable within like a few weeks or like a few days. You kind of just can strum or you can't until like years pass. You know?
I feel like rake strumming is physics, and I feel like overtap is statistics, because you know, rake strumming, like, there's a very easy way to get used to it. You know, you can involve multiple fingers. You can keep in mind what your rake orientation is to, you know, build your rhythm around that if you're like raking stuff on like a 1-1 especially. But with overtap, it's like you could do literally the exact same thing and it won't work like 1,000 times in a row, and then it'll work 1,000 times in a row. You know,
That's actually a good point.
yeah, so it's like you're not doing anything to better improve your chance by playing better. You're just playing the exact same and hoping that it
Hoping for the
works out.
best.
Yeah.
You know, it
Yeah.
does make sense. I just
So,
think like
yeah.
part of it is like, I think I mentioned this. I don't know if I mentioned this last time or I mentioned this like a VC before, but it's like there was this phase of custom making or just song making in general where like charts would translate to no one but Shmooey at the time for skill.
I
skill-wise.
hate that. I hate that so much. That was like the
And-
worst thing.
And like so now people have to play catch up for these other songs that were out like a year or two ago, and then
Yeah.
like you sort of sit there and you wonder, well, like do you have to scale the difficulty backwards, or do we just have to like just brute force, just slide through shit, or like, you know,
Uh-oh. Yeah,
like
I
is it
mean,
for the greater good of society, or do we just, you know, wait till everyone gets, you know, not bad and good?
I personally
like-
think that with time, people will just, I mean, obviously with time, people will just naturally get better. I think people need to explore their technicality a lot more than they do, obviously. But even just like an extra 10% more time into technicality every time you play, you know, adds up a lot over time. And it's funny to say it, but like sliding in Clone Hero can be a waste of time.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Like, you're playing Clone Hero, so it's already a waste of time. But sliding in Clone Hero, it's like you're like wasting of time. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm learning anything whenever I.
No, you definitely don't. The only thing you actually train there is, you know, how much longer you can slide after you first started sliding.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it
do
is
think-
just a straight line game.
This is like a weird sort of analogy I'm gonna make, or a comparison, but like back in the day I used to play like a ton of Modern Warfare 2, and everybody hated noob tubing, which is just
Oh,
It's actually
no.
pretty good.
no, listen, like
The
and just
confession.
where it's like you're using the grenade launcher and just like one-man army. There's this one guy I found on YouTube who was doing these noob tube like cross map, I guess,
Spawn
trick
shots.
shots. Yeah, and it's like
Yeah.
it's crazy because he's coming up with all of these crazy locations that nobody has ever done, and it's like you're seeing like the grenade go through like so many like obstacles, like
Shoots
it
and
has to be like a
ladders.
marksman, yeah, in order to, and that's this, and you got people in the comments saying like this is the only sort of like noob tubing I approve of. A comparison I can make with that to modern, to like the clone hero today, is what Natos has done with his sliding and being able to sort of, I guess, innovate and
Methodize it in a way.
find out new ways on how to hit stuff, and being able to, things that weren't really considered possible before, make them possible. Like the egoless section is probably the best example of it,
Yeah, the
because
section in question.
that would not. I'm not sure that if it weren't for him, I don't know if that would have an FC today. Like, I feel like at this point, like if it was still in, like if Natos wasn't playing the game or never played the game, and like that section was still on FC, someone would probably like take like a crazy over tapping guitar, like
And Chad Rickett.
software crazy, and just call it a day, like, and just say that it's an impossible section. You know what I mean? So like stuff like that is like I feel like sliding in a way can be like just completely
Beneficial for the game.
counterintuitive, because like you have people out here that are slide tapping stuff that can be like one-handed, but I feel like using it to sort of innovate, make sections that were considered impossible, making them sort of possible, finding ways to make them possible. I feel like that's the sort of thing that I really like to see, and I feel like that's, in my opinion, that's sort of what modern clone heroes should be about.
Yeah.
I think.
I think that goes back to like what I was saying about the difficulty scaling for songs, right? So it's like, if no one can do it, then you have to find a way,
Yeah.
or else
At
the
all
song just sit in
costs.
limbo.
At all costs. Even the boomers don't care, is what I remember
Right.
Jeff telling me. The boomers do
Yeah.
not care.
At the end of the day, it's for the greater good of society.
Get it out of here. Get it out
it out
of
of
here. Oh, man.
Like, I know, like, what is it? The Big 7, right? Marathon
Yep.
Hero 2. Yeah. Everybody's, we just want it done. There's
Yeah,
no.
By any means necessary.
Get it gone.
The charts are vile.
Mhm.
Oh, man. Dude. Yeah.
I will say though, I haven't done it yet, but I thought about dropping a fat stack on Baja.
Yeah. That's a really I know Natos was trying to do it, and I think I'm not sure. I think Ian might be
Ian
going
has a
for it.
-9, I think, before
Oh
he
my
left for
god.
vacay.
Yeah. That's nuts. Yeah.
Who?
He's if he really like puts his mind to it, I think he could definitely do it.
Mhm.
Oh,
know.
VM. Is that what you said?
Ian?
Ian. Baja Blast. I actually
Yeah.
don't know what this chart is at all. I'll be real.
Full album.
It's a full album chart from Marathon Hero 2. That is a lot of. There's I think it's called High IQ. I think, is that the
There's-
section?
It's a high IQ and something else. I can't remember the name of it right now, but usually I do. It's just a bunch of crap, essentially.
Yeah. High IQ is like, it's trills combined with it's fast trills, and then like right after there's like chords, and it's like a split-second thing. And it's like super annoying, And it's like what I was told is that it's like very close to the end of the chart, so it's like 16 or 17 minutes into the song, which is very, terrible. Like,
Man, I can think of a chart that's like 9 minutes long that isn't FC'd and has like strumming at the end. Jeff. And he's gone.
yeah. Rip.
Bye bye, Jeff.
Fucking TY.
Fucking TY.
Oh, okay. Oh. Okay.
Jeffrey? Did you die?
Sorry about that. My pizza.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
we thought you died, man.
Nah,
Yeah.
thankfully I didn't. I obtained pizza.
I was just
Alrighty.
informing everyone about the un-FC'd 9-minute solo medley from Cow Hero.
Oh, that one. On FC, you say?
Un-FC'd. Has not been done yet.
Hasn't been done the honest way. but it
The
was done,
correct
again,
one.
by any means necessary.
And it needs to boomers don't care.
It was done for the greater good of society. That's what we care about the most.
Yeah.
That's true. Speaking
know
of
there's-
society,
Go ahead.
Society?
speaking of society, yeah, bro, Alex popping off.
Oh yeah. how so?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously he's a really fucking good player, as we all knew, but it's really cool to see him kind of jumping back into top play and just busting shit out that should not be busted out like that.
Yeah. I think Will put it best that he's like, because of the, like, he focuses a lot on his main channel, at least on very, like, most of the time it's very entertainment based content. So oftentimes not a lot of people are even aware of how truly good he is. But like Obsidian FC, you know, Prevail, like there's just, it's crazy. It's insane, really, what he's been able to do. And he's like, you can give him like a grind or whatever, it can, you know, regardless of what it is, unless it's like some really, really stupid stuff, you could give him a grind for like a very, very difficult song, like around like probably like Prevail or Obsidian level, and he could probably get that done in a week if he puts his, like, if he really, like, you know, puts effort into it, you know?
Dude,
So-
ever since 113, he's just been doing crazy
There's been a
shit.
demon unleashed.
He's been unleashed. Yeah, he -1 Star Siege today on stream, just kind of randomly.
Oh man,
He got to
That's-
the
yeah,
outro. It's stupid.
That's gonna be, yeah, that's gonna be a stupidly good FC when that gets done. That's not easy at all.
He's like one of the reasons why Zach has no reason to complain about not having speed. Because Alec isn't completely slow, but I'd say he's like probably average, yet he's still doing like the crazy shit that the game has seen.
Yeah. Nados is another, I know I'm talking about Nados so much, man, like,
You know who else?
he's
You
another
know
person
who-
that's like slow, sort of, you know, and is able to do a lot, I guess.
You know who else was a really big fan of Nados Explorer?
Oh
Who?
yeah, the person that should not be named.
Yeah, yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
out of the loop here.
Lego Keegan 411.
Lego
Oh, that-
Beverly 2.
Oh.
Beverly 2
Wait, what?
really came back and got interviewed by a cheater.
Have you heard from him at all since then? Or well, you weren't like.
I didn't grow up with him. I grew up with everyone else. So
Oh no, I'm saying like you weren't like a main part of that podcast. It was just Jared and Smooey.
yeah, it was just them
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I gotta wonder. I mean, he probably has to have seen it somewhere because of the Carl.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. I know Beverly's, you know, definitely living life, not really.
Well, I think Beverly and Plum still talk. So
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
yeah, there was a picture recently from Plum on Twitter where he met up at JLC. It was pretty fucking lit.
Yeah.
fucking JLC.
JLC. That is a
Yeah.
giga boomer right there.
He was in the one of the tournaments, I think. I could be wrong.
Invitational too.
Yeah.
It was funny how that went down. Actually, we got into the VC, and we were all waiting pretty much for it to start, and joined the VC, and the funniest cutoff I think I ever heard. It was like they're getting dragged to that match. I can't remember who he was playing, but his opponent got dragged into the channel first, and he goes to ask us. He's like, so you guys know how to play online? And he instantly got moved, and so he just could not answer his question, and he had no idea how to play online.
Oh my gosh.
And they had to figure out like to get him like the PTB and shit, and all that stuff. It was good times.
That is
That
amazing.
would be, yeah, that would be like, that would be hell for me from an anxiety standpoint. Because like, oh, like okay, I'm like, hundreds of people are watching me. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm gonna look like an idiot in front of all these people, and I'm gonna be an inconvenience, you know. So it's like, you know, not knowing how to do it. So, like, you know.
I don't blame him though, considering
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
Giga Boomer. Giga Boomer. Who is the oldest Giga Boomer still around?
Gammo.
Gammo? Alright.
Gammo,
I'd say
Gammo or Kev? Kev is still around.
How old is Swing Blitz?
Oh man, yeah, I think he's.
But if we're going by
I think
age,
he's a year. He's a year or two younger than I am. So I'm like, I'm 22, so he's probably like 19 or 20. I think.
What? He's that young?
Yeah, he was playing Clone Hero yesterday. Did you see?
I did
I was
see.
working.
Yeah, he was trying to FC Flames. He said he was gonna FC Flames and then just never play the game again.
Oh, fucking hell.
He got like a 2K note streak in there or something. But
Get the
yeah.
fuck in there.
I think as like a bit of a variety-ish streamer, he's actually doing pretty well. He's usually averaging like 20 to 30 viewers, just literally doing whatever, like with not like
Kinda
carried by skill from a game or anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Gammo is
The Gigas and Boomers.
the current grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing about Swing Blitz, I think I don't know if I mentioned this on last week's episode, but I went into his stream for the first time like I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was like a week or two ago. It was the first time I'd gone into his stream since 113, and he was like, "Yo, you heard about the whole Shmooey thing?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I told him, since he has an I'm the One FC, he was like one of the first people to do it.
Right.
I told him that I figured he'd get a kick out of the fact that he that Shmooey FC'd quote unquote solo 2A 125, and he was like dying at that shit. He was like outside walking to like a store or something, and he was just started like dying like on the side.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Fucking-
I figured he'd get a kick out of it since like he knows, you know,
Yeah.
he knows well like how hard that shit is, you know.
Until he sees an Infrared recommended video.
Shmooey cannot attain it.
Oh man, yeah.
Infrared. I'm gonna say it now, guys. You ready?
Go on then.
Infrared is the fastest player at a single skill set.
And that is the axe of the day.
And that is the axe of the day. I'm telling you.
Strumming. Yes.
And
Dude.
when it comes to any type of speed in this game, I don't care what it is.
In terms of maximizing your speed at your skill set, he is the fastest.
He is the fastest.
I never really thought of that before, like who's the fastest at a single skill set, but I can see it now, because I mean, seeing some of his strumming clips, like what he does, like his like physical like ability with that shit should like not be possible. You know? Like that's like it just doesn't seem real. Like he's like it's like I can almost not even tell. Like, you know, it's like it's closer to like a humming noise rather than just like really fast strumming noise. Like that's how fast the strumming is. In one.
Part of me finds it funny to just imagine that he's just like sitting there straight face. Just like fucking busting out like 30 NPS strumming.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's like the $1 million question, right? What's the technique?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really make faces when strumming. I kind of just like go dead face and then that's about it. But
Making faces when playing the game, that's
Does
a
that make you
topic
better?
We could do. It's weird. I think it's just like some people make faces, some don't. I make a ton of faces when playing. It's like it's one of those things where like I don't really notice it happening. You know what I mean? Because I'm like too focused like in on the game. And then you have like Thria, who's like completely just like stone faced the entire.
Stone cold.
Yeah,
like,
and then you have Poker Face Drew. That man does not move.
Oh yeah.
He
Whenever,
never shows emotion.
Whenever I think of making faces, I just think of Dan.
Oh yeah.
He looks like that
WTF
picture.
WTF sweeps.
Yeah,
The
he's,
WTF
like,
sweeps on the meetup or whatever that he
licking
was
his
at.
chops.
Bro,
Yeah.
He's licking
fucking.
his chops every rotation.
What was that? That picture of Ornish that Wes Cole had his profile picture for a while. Explorer.
I don't know, but
It was like
think
a cartoon version, and it had like a big like underbite on it.
Oh
And, like,
yeah, it was I think it was him like out. I think it was like a picture of him like when he was outside. I could
wearing
be
a
wrong.
mask, right? And it was like cartoon or something.
I don't know.
remember. It was
Forget, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Ornej, man. There's a lot of characters in this community, and I love it.
There are some fucking village idiots in this community.
There is definitely content if you look hard enough, no matter where.
There's
Absolutely,
a lot of
yeah.
there's a lot of content in this community.
Speaking of content, we're gonna segue into the Big Boy FC.
Oh yeah, Megalodon full combo.
Okay.
Shit. Oh, that was last week's Supernovae.
Yeah,
Supernovae FC. It
Jared
is.
fucking did it.
It is
I was
done.
gonna say one of the. I was gonna say the Godless Endeavor 200, but okay, all right. If you wanna.
Well, that's
Yeah.
gotta get uploaded first, right? Or didn't it?
Yeah,
get
that's-
uploaded?
Nah, he's gonna. I mean, he should upload it. He said he wanted it for like 2 years, Randy.
He said
so-
he did say on stream when I was in there earlier that he wants to upload it just to spite Shmooey. He literally said that. So,
I was watching that shit live, and it was literally first try.
literally
Yeah.
first try.
No.
Fucking
I gotta-
VM.
An absolute fun.
You want to know something else that he first tried that people don't think about?
What?
Skepsis. He got the first ever of that first try.
I
I
was not
remember
there
that.
for that. Unfortunately.
What's up?
I remember I saw the video of it. I wasn't there when it happened, but I saw the video of it. Nuts,
Yep.
you know. Anyways, Supernovae is FC'd for real this time.
After what? 250 visits
On
to
the
Jarvis.
dot.
yeah, I was yeah.
On the dot. After 250 marathons to Jarvis's revenge house.
He blew up Jared's house. Or not Jared's house, Jarvis's house.
He blew it up.
Oh man,
I have a pipe bomb. He gave him a pipe bomb.
Jarvis is just happy it's over. That's
I mean, Jared's probably the most happiest that it's over too.
yeah.
Yeah, it goes
Yeah.
Jared, then Jarvis, and Arch. But Jarvis's happiness doesn't come off as happiness. It just comes off as text
Relief.
chats saying like, haha, clone hero, funny, funny 22, clone hero in 2022. Haha.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Fucking Jarvis. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like the FC. I mean, it's cool. I mean, seeing a song like it's a very iconic song, and seeing it get done for real. I think it's like the best thing that we've. Well, it's like the most iconic thing I think that we've seen that was
in response to the
done
Shmooey
for
shit.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because I mean, I don't know. I think Arch Excel is harder, but
Yeah, but like in terms of like the lore, the
notoriety
Oh, yeah.
and the outsider sort of perspective on it.
Yeah.
there's
song.
just I don't think there's I think like in terms of like every song to ever like exist like in any like besides Flames, I don't think there's any song
Solus 4.
in, like 5 fret or oh yeah the Solus series. I keep that's like
How
We
could
just
you
wish-
forget?
We just
Yeah.
wish that's gone. You know. Kinda act
What?
like it doesn't exist.
I actually enjoy Solus, Jeff. I hope you know that.
Oh, Solus 1, you have it on like local file on Spotify. You just jam it in there.
No,
That's what I thought.
La, 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 la. Oh, speaking of that, Jeff, I played some Epidermis today. Oh, why are we talking? Shut up. We're talking about Supernovae. Supernovae.
Wait, before you continue, since you bring that up, I was going for like a verse 3 125 FC of Epidermis.
oh,
I
man.
literally played it at 125 today. Yeah.
I might like 6th verse 3, I think.
Damn.
But yeah, go on.
Anyways, it was like 110 runs, I think, past Singularity.
Yeah.
That ladder is like really fucking stupid that they have it like that. I'm not gonna lie.
I think at least a dozen runs up to the solo. I think I forget how.
Yeah, I think it's
runs
13.
total.
I think it's
Yeah.
13.
13 and 2 runs past the Fallout Trail. Because he choked an RB, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I mean,
Was that the one that happened while we were in the call for the last one?
maybe.
I think so. I swear I think he choked in the RB trill when we were in the call last week doing this. So
That would
It was either, I think when we were doing it, I think he missed before it, and there was a time where he missed in the middle of RB.
yeah.
okay.
So, almost the same thing.
Yeah, Supernovae is, I think, something that Jared is honestly top 3 in is actually just like grinding as a skill set. Like he
His
will,
ability to pump out just what he wants to do when he sets his mind to something.
yeah,
He's
replay.
arguably the best at it in my opinion. I just think that what he like I don't know if like once again 250 runs past Jarvis's Revenge. I don't know if there's
That is
anyone
just-
in the
yeah.
community that has like the mental fortitude to be able to just continue. I know Frith obviously is very comparable to Jared in that regard, but I think what Jared does is just like
I think it
unbelievable.
yeah, it's Jared's ability to pretty much like 9 to 5 any song he wants.
Any song, and whenever he FCs something, he doesn't like go for like 3 or 4 minute song FCs immediately after.
Right.
Like he FC'd Soulless 6, and then all the showy crap happened, and he went for Supernovae. He got it, and now he's gonna grind like Mega Wub Wub 140 or like Moog 3. I think he said he wants to go for Moog 3.
I know he wants to do
Solus 2.
Solus 4. Solus 4.
Solus 4
is
is
what he
what,
wants
yeah.
to do. Yeah.
Hey
Wants to
man,
get full 1 through 6. You know.
I don't know about y'all, but I will take some Souls 4 over Supernovae any day.
Absolutely.
Solus 4 is just like I said last week that it's like probably out of any really like FC of its level that we've seen, like that song difficulty wise has probably aged the best in terms
It is
of,
pretty perfect.
like you're never gonna see like I'm trying to think like I'm trying to think of another example. Like I feel like
aging
we'll see like a wait, what'd you say?
like well-aged FCs of songs. Like
Yeah,
just
I feel
songs
like-
that age well.
I feel like we'll start to see more Obsidian FCs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're ever gonna get to a point where we're gonna see like a lot of people FCing Solus 4. It's gonna be like one person's gonna FC it, and then we're gonna wait like a long time for the next FC, and like I don't think we're ever gonna see that become like, I guess, a very common FC. Like I just don't think there's no shot.
Surely, yeah.
know?
It's not common, or it never will be common by any means.
I would love to try for it one day because that would be a really cool thing to get, just because of the not only the history of the song, but just once again it's like
To be able to say that you've FC'd Solus 4.
something that like quite literally like not a lot of people I guess, how am I supposed to say this, can really like it's like a long song. Like it's not like with Obsidian, like Obsidian is, how long is Obsidian, like 3 minutes or something like that?
I think it's
So
maybe
at least
3
3,
and a half.
4,
Yeah.
So like if you at least, at the very least, you have length on your side when it comes to that. Solus 4 is like 10 more minutes than that, so it's like you're dealing with a song that's like a very like it's hellish from like a technical standpoint. There's a lot of choke points, and it's long as shit, and the difficulty for I guess the most part is pretty well sustained throughout, at least in my opinion. So
Yeah, I think it is pretty much like the complete custom in terms of very well aged difficulty, in terms of like that higher echelon of FCs. It'll
Especially
be
with the-
that way forever.
Honestly,
especially with the case of like RAF nets and stuff, and like tapping. Like Solus 4 is one of the few sort of, I guess, really popular customs that hasn't really gotten any easier.
Yeah, it's like the difficulty curve of the song isn't really changed when added in RAFnet.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a Zeppy synth, like playing that on Explorer versus RAFnet would be fucking crazy, like a huge difference. But Solus 4 is like one of those songs where Exile figured out a way to chart and make the song that you had to genuinely be good at the game to do well at.
And it was cool. FC'd on an Explorer.
Yeah,
so,
it was FC'd on Explorer, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had one of the rare 2-2s of an Explorer, but I mean, like, he still did that fucking, obviously crazy well. It's nuts to think that he got that so long ago. Darkly's such a fucking anomaly. It's nuts.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and just in like, being able to do, and just being so good at like every engine, pretty much, like probably very, very close to a full game FC. He may already have one. I don't even know. He's done. He's done I'm the One. He's done Flames. So he's done a lot of the hard stuff. He's done Fury of the Storm. So he's at the very least he's probably super close to a full game FC, if not, or full series FC. If not, he already has one.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't even know what would be left for him. That'd be difficult for him.
And anything that he really touches on Clone Hero is just not really. It's never. It's like it always takes like forever for like another person to sort of join the club in any way. Like Hello World, like you're not. That's
still not matched.
Not really
still hasn't been done.
Yeah, no. There's this one custom. I'm forgetting. I think Cry for the Raven or something, where it's really just a really just a technical hell, and any FC didn't like. I think the day after it dropped, like that's just ridiculous, So
yeah, and like a -3 in Megalodon out of nowhere.
Oh man, yeah, full trial FC. Yeah, he can do whatever he puts his mind to. It's no question really.
Yeah, it's actually nuts. What's up?
You want to talk about some if, ands, or buts?
If, ands, or buts? Sure. Bring them.
So.
Smash.
Who are we talking about?
I don't know.
What's it called? Got a little gaming event coming up.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Right.
What are your guys' thoughts on it?
Was there a submission for that?
Frith did say on Twitter that he submitted for a spot like he had last time.
That would be cool. Because I know that was
I feel like there's already would be a problem considering like
Let's look up Clone Hero and see what they're up to.
It's more so like could you technically say it was sponsored by Dragon Force last time?
No.
You don't think so?
No, because they bought it licensed from him.
Maybe it's sponsored not the right word. Like I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but like sort of like a gateway to get accepted for the submission.
Oh, was that a reason why they got accepted the first time?
Well, I don't know. I'm saying maybe it could have helped, and to see if it would translate over this time, if like a song like that could be replicated.
I mean, probably. I mean, they streamed like Doubling Down to Georgia without a problem.
True. Well, the problem is I don't think that's even licensed, or that's like not even like TOS, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone actually owns the song. In terms of
aren't they a charity? So it's not for profit. Maybe I don't know.
Right.
I don't know if that works like that or not, but
yeah, I have no idea how it actually works. Maybe I'm just spewing out some shit.
Yeah. Regardless,
it's all just it's all a giant fundraiser.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless, what would you guys want to see him play? Or
Oh,
what would
God.
you want? What would you want to see, like, just be done in general? Would you want to see like 2-player or 4-player?
This might be a controversial thing, but I think like in terms of just generating views, generating stuff, seeing some of the Friday Night Funkin' stuff that was charted for Clone Hero, like the good charts, not like shitpost charts that you see, like expurgation or something, like just stuff like that. I feel like would be pretty cool because it's not even just like the gimmick of it being a Friday Night Funkin' song. It's actually like real difficult stuff that people would, like people would be interested in that, along with the fact that it's from a game that they're very familiar with.
Funny you mentioned like Friday Night Funkin'. What if you could just like compile like this overchart of like video game soundtracks and then play them?
I would play that, honestly.
Like say the schedule, you know it in advance, which we probably do, like if you're gonna submit or whatever, and then you get these like some of the songs that exist within the games that are being ran,
Right.
compile them into a playlist, and then obviously overchart them, and then you play them.
God damn, Jeff. You should work for AGDQ. What do you think?
I feel like I got a brain for big money.
Like literally, yeah, that would be really fucking sick, and there wouldn't be a problem with copyright like at all, for sure. And then
Right,
and then
'cause songs
everyone
are
could
gonna
watch
play
it.
anyway.
Yeah, and then
Right.
everyone could watch it. Yeah, that'd be fucking lit. Damn, Jeff.
Damn bitch.
Damn bitch. All right, well then this begs this question: should for a slide on snow? No sliding.
You want to demonstrate healthy gameplay when you go there.
Yeah, you want to demonstrate some.
Speaking of I was gonna say this. Speaking of overcharts, I mean, yeah, overcharts would work. I mean, Highway to Oblivion, like overcharts. I think would be perfect because
I think it's a
you
must
have,
as well.
yeah,
It's a must.
All right, so I'm gonna try and think of a song that I would love to see Fred play, or just like, I don't know, maybe a general skill set. In terms of songs, I think Synth Battle versus Zeppy would be fucking cool as shit.
Oh yeah, that would be cool to see.
Or
That is true. It's either you ride with my idea, or you just you go the route of like absolutely
bonkers shit.
uncopyrighted music as well.
Yeah.
With like compiled and whatnot.
Yeah, you could do just like literally just community made stuff that aren't gonna just strike you or anything.
As long as it would be presentable and sounds really well, it would work out for the best.
We should rock Preb songs at SGDQ. Drawing in the fridge.
Drawing in the fridge. I was just about to say that.
Oh man.
That is
real though. For real though, Pixel's cover of "Bum" by Preb is really, really good.
I have not.
And I think
heard
would be
that.
cool there. What?
I have not heard that.
It's a good. It's a really good cover. I mean, it's by Pixel, so it's gonna be pretty damn
quality work.
good. Yeah.
Quality.
You've heard it, Jeff?
No, I was gonna say. Funny thing is I don't know how people ever bring up songs that aren't Drawing in the Fridge by Preb ever.
I mean, there's a few things. You have the song that is the YouTube URL or whatever.
Oh
Yeah, that one. And then Pixel made another sequel to that, which was funny. Yeah.
Yep.
So we have. I don't even know what the first thing you say goes, but then we have Preb song. So
Preb song.
maybe Preb could get offered to get in the studio with a high end producer
And
if
translate down his genius. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Finally have the genius's work paid off.
Exactly.
Speaking of I'm trying to think. Speaking of Drawing in the Fridge, doesn't Rob have a $40 million bounty on it, or $20 million bounty on it?
Rob has his entire life's worth and then some on that song.
Oh my god, that's
Let me look.
Oh,
it's
no.
on the bounty spreadsheet.
Yeah, $20 million. Right there.
Basically, your indentured servant if you ever see that song.
If you see that song, RJA is yours.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Get it while you can.
RJA is
speaking of
probably. What's
go
up?
ahead. Oh, I was gonna segue into something else, but you want to say something first?
Yeah, I was gonna say that RJA is. I mean, he's obviously underrated, but he does not get enough mention when people bring up underrated players. I would say.
Oh yeah,
Are we gonna bring up underrated players?
Are we bringing up
this is
underrated
what
players?
everybody wants to see. Everybody wants. This is the reason everybody's watching because
They want to hear themselves.
they want them. Yeah, they want themselves to be mentioned. You know.
All right. So for starters, 99% of people who say X person is underrated is not underrated for one.
Acts of the day.
To add on to that, I think I lose a brain cell every time people say that Alec is underrated.
Ooh.
I definitely read it.
It's. I mean, I can see once like what we were saying earlier with like the fact that he uploads a ton of it's mainly the fact that he uploads a ton of entertaining content and people in a way aren't exactly exposed to how good he is.
It could just be like CH Zoomer knowledge as well.
Yeah. Speaking of RJA and Zoomer knowledge, why is there a big divide between GH boomers and CH Zoomers? That's a new topic.
I will give the flat out best answer to this.
Damn.
Let's hear it.
Honor and integrity.
Ooh. For honor players when they don't see the red arrow when Jeff attacked them.
No, hear me out. Boomers exist in a sense in which, stay true to the game, no funny business, all this whatnot, all this, Some boomers can't even tap.
Some boomers can't even tap.
The divide is like, as soon as something's ghosted, as soon as something is slid, as soon as this or that happens, it's like, man, back in my day, and it's just like,
oh my God.
It definitely exists. And I just think times have changed. The good old days are over.
That's another thing I want to add to it is that because it's coming from somebody who's loosely been who's loosely sort of I guess existed back when the community was different. Yeah. It's just so much like the game now and the meta now and everything now is so much different compared to how it was back in the day. It's it's like it's literally like in comparison of a kid who grew up in the 90s versus a kid that grew up in the 2010s, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like shit like that.
Literally.
That's the perfect thing because a lot of because it's just the GH was just so much different back then, in every way. And we spoke about this a lot last week when we were talking about I guess how people view tapping in terms of difficulty, just how CH is very much CH especially mainly when it comes to stuff like tapping has become very, very extreme, and that's not a bad thing, just in the case of we gotta hit the most the craziest all tons of notes super fast, and that's cool, that's that shit's hard to do, but a lot of the just the game being as different as it is back in the day when the whole thing was hey, this shit looks fucking impossible, how do we hit this in the most accurate way possible, because that's all they were able to do. They didn't spamming was pretty much a meme, and it's not like they had it's, and even then spamming was kind of difficult on an Explorer because it it's
honestly harder because of GH3 because you won't tell if you hit the note until you're already on your next input. You can't tell.
You can't see if you've hit notes early or not.
Yeah.
It's only when they're just a little bit late, and that's why it was so it was so weird for me. Whenever I hit I hated it whenever I hit late when I first got into CH, because it was just so weird. It just wasn't what I was used to because I was so used to hitting early on GH3, but I wouldn't even tell. It just seemed normal, rather than, perhaps I was hitting very early, but it looked like I was hitting perfectly on time.
Definitely.
So when I actually try to hit on time in CH, it shows that I'm hitting it a bit late, which gives me a bit of an indication that I was probably hitting it a lot earlier than I thought I was, like when I was playing GH3.
So, I got a question.
I'm ready to answer.
You're ready to answer, Jeff?
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously, you can kind of be one way or the other, or I guess in the middle, but it's mainly on a spectrum between two. When it comes to like clean, honest tapping versus get it done, whatever means necessary tapping. Which is more effective long term as a community, not as a player?
It definitely depends on your stance and what you care about.
I think if we can get both things to coexist in a way without one sort of killing the other, I think that's the best case scenario. Because both play styles I think are unique in their own way, and they're cool to see in their own way. But I think the whole, but in general, I think like the whole like really crazy like slide stuff or whatever, when you're hitting stuff like Mason's Puy-Vale Tech FC is like the best example.
Yummy.
That shit is just so stupid. Like I was playing that shit the other day, and it was like I don't even know how like that shit's even possible. Like even with like just like being as unclean as possible, it's like so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like outside of that stuff though, you'll see a lot of people just slide spamming and just spamming sections in much easier songs that can be methoded without really much issue. It just takes like 5 minutes in practice. I think hitting stuff accurately in that regard is what the community would benefit from most. Ultimately, people can play however they want, but I think in terms of like a community, I feel like honest play for the most part, I guess, unless until you get to these really insane charts where you have to pretty much do sliding in order for them to even be possible. But like outside of that, I think the honest sort of play is the way to go, in my opinion.
This is what I think. Let's compare players. A0. No.
Oh no.
A0 calling himself Explorer or Jeffrey Bezos. Go ahead.
What I wanted to say is that there's a time and place to do dishonest play, and a time to do honest play. The dishonest play comes when things need done, whether it be for a sheet or a set list needs done, and by any means necessary, you need it done. But I think honest play goes a long way, and it sets a good precedent for people who want to get into the game and actually be good,
Real Savage Jeff 3 condones cheating, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, what?
So
No.
if you write a 3-paragraph essay and it's supposed to be 4, just copy and paste the last one and you're being chilling.
As long as you meet the requirements, yeah, sure.
Yeah, being chilling. Anyways, A0 calling himself bad at Clone Hero is actually hilarious.
Oh yeah, that's like
he continuously calls himself bad, like more than he normally does. It's weird. I don't get why he thinks he's bad. I think he probably, when it comes to his like actual play, like in the game, his fundamentals is probably the closest to like what he's actually doing. Like he's not doing things that are out like super foreign to him. Like it just seems like it's all second nature immediately when he picks it up in game. I feel like when he really does.
It's just like, because when's the last time he really played? Probably like 2 years, right?
yeah.
Like it's just really adapting to modern methods nowadays. Like and he has the ability to do it, like no doubt. And I mean,
Definitely.
He also has the speed to do it.
yeah, that too. And once you sit down and just pick at it for a few hours, it's sort of just people like players like him will adapt quickly, and it's more so just like an intimidation thing at first when you see it, but surely
Yeah.
someone like him could bang it out quickly.
Yeah, like the thing with like, I mean, to me, like, because back when he sort of like, I guess, briefly returned to Clone Hero, I think it was after EFC Chiasm, like that I wasn't nearly as good as I was as I am like back then. I wasn't nearly as good as I am right now. So like seeing him return to Clone Hero, he was doing stuff that I was having trouble doing. Like what is it? Like I think he did Oak Leaves or something.
Yeah,
like, that's a good example. Like just and it was like he was just getting a lot of these. He was getting a lot of these. Classic things like
classic
like
custom
almost like it
FCs.
was nothing.
Yeah.
Almost like it was nothing, which is crazy to me because like that's I feel like in that regard that's it's someone using someone who's obviously is probably considering they have the only Chiasm FC is probably one of the best players at just in terms of like honest play, just totally coming to Clone Hero and sort of utilizing speed in order to utilizing his speed in order to really like take that to the next level with like a lot of the tappy stuff, which to me was like super cool to see.
Yeah, he does have a Skepsis FC, which I did not. It's been a long time since I've seen it. August of 2020.
Yeah,
and
I forgot about that
MM2
too,
200, which is pretty cracked.
Yeah, I can't. I really want to get that. That's like a dream, speed FC of mine, but I can't do it. I'm not fast enough right now. So.
I don't know what speed is.
Oh my god, Jeff. Shut up. You are a fast person, Jeff. Bing, bing, bing.
What else? Let me think. Should we start making a player tier list?
I agree.
An updated one?
An updated one? I mean, yeah, we're gonna need to update
Do you have a template made already or no?
Not with the profile pictures that needed to be added.
All right, maybe that'll be next week.
We do it next time. Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, that would be.
I wanna get some Jimmys rustled.
Yeah, that's gonna destroy the. It's gonna destroy like
Twitter for an hour. Yeah.
Man,
I'd be down to dedicate the whole.
For an hour? No, that's gonna be like for a day at the very least. Like that's not.
Nah.
That's not gonna be an easy thing.
I would be down to actively commit the entire episode to just meticulously making the tier list as perfect as we can.
Oh my goodness.
And then use it as actual reference from this day forward. Or from that day forward.
Sheeshington. We're gonna need some CSE PFPs added.
Yeah, I could acquire the proper ones.
That'll be cool because a lot of really good players, I guess on the CSC side of things are really, they're never brought up in like top player discussions ever, just because they're most top player discussions are, I mean, of being honest,
dishes, plates,
plates. I will say there's I'm not gonna say who it was, but some previously really good player messaged me a list he found from Jared Cord. Like some person in Jared Cord made a tier list, and he was like, "Why the fuck am I looking at this, and why is it so bad?" It is absolutely hilarious. The person that is they definitely should be on this list, and they're not anywhere on this list at all.
I promise you, this list that we'll make is completely no holds barred. I don't care about feelings. I don't care who you are.
Sheesh.
Your skill is absolutely what is ranked on this list.
Thomas the Tranquilizer Engine.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
Jeff.
No printer.
Facts, no printer.
I guess. By the way, when you send or when we're done with this, you should find that list that someone sent the person sent you and send it here
We
because I want to see
got
it.
it on hand.
Yeah. I'll send it to you. See if you can guess who this person
Guess who made
is.
it?
Well, not guess who made it because it was just like some random Jared core, but
Oh, this shit. Yeah.
yeah,
This was,
but just quietly put it in the group chat of this group call of who you think sent me that. But yeah, no, it's fucking
is
tier
it somebody
list.
who was put
I'm
on
not
this
gonna
list?
not gonna answer any questions. No further comments.
We should do a nice group send off on this one.
Oh.
I don't know. You'll have to tell me after we're done because I have no fucking idea.
Yeah. But something I will say is the over representation of plates on tier list.
Yeah, that's another thing. Because most of these, what these lists started off with, these tier lists are, bakery tier lists of people that are in the bakery. That's how that whole shit started.
This list
Back
looks
in
like a
fucking
solo F
2019.
Solo F checkpoint. Where are the timestamps? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
God.
Let's see how many people I'm gonna see how many people I can name. Who's the first person that I see that doesn't have solo F? Randy.
Yeah.
Okay, respectable.
And then, after that,
Mackie?
Yeah, Mackie. After Mackie, Euclid. And then Keys. And then Addy.
oh, by the way, I do know who made this list.
Uh-oh. Who was it?
Oh. Feel free to type it if you want.
I mean, should I say it here or should I
Put it in the group chat and then we'll decide.
Oh yeah, I'll just there we go. That should give you a good idea.
No shot, bro. This is
No, I'm
just
serious.
this is
I'm
this
pretty
is
sure, yeah.
this is just evidence that QWERTY 5-fret players are not allowed to make lists. If your 5 frets rhyme with QWERT, you're not allowed to make lists.
And if you're constantly in the history books, don't make lists.
Oh my goodness! If you keep making history, you're not allowed to make lists.
Jesus, dude.
I'm fucking done. I'm dropping the mic.
Oh man, that is. I think that's exfil extractioners right there.
Yeah, I've opened the seller key. I'm dipping.
Yeah.
Oh, I have an idea. I think I have an idea of who sent you that.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just typing it in chat. Is it this person?
No.
This person that.
No. Fun fact. I will talk about that though. Toby sent me a video of Chandler playing, and he said, "This isn't real, right?" He thought that Chandler's like one-handing stuff was not real. I was like, well,
Yeah.
I was like, well, I mean,
freaking nature.
yeah, I don't think he ever has seen Chandler until he stumbled across that. So
He's definitely real. That's for sure.
he is a real human being. Shmooey sauce. That video is fucking beautiful. Well, actually we can maybe like give 10 minutes on that.
I guess 10 minutes and then we'll wrap everything up.
Yeah,
and then we've already been talking for like an hour.
Yeah, then gang. So firstly, I'm gonna say this. All right.
You don't want me to talk about this one?
This one. Firstly, I'm gonna. Which one? I can't.
The one you're highlighting. I don't think you want me to talk about this one.
Oh.
Go on though.
Anyways, firstly, I'm gonna say this. I think both of y'all are much better than I am. So your opinion matters more than me.
Okay.
So I want to hear the man who's warning about his opinion first, because maybe there's some juice.
With me or
No, this
me,
man.
for sure.
okay.
For starters, there's probably about the 0.1% of things that happen now that you can count as even inventing skill sets. I think the only thing that actually counts as like an invented skill set is NATO sliding,
Yeah.
and then everything else is just
Sheesh.
like you either lack the fundamental in something or you're just bad in Scopium.
I know there's one
Jeez.
oh yeah, I wanna bring this up because this is a huge like this is, you know, because I hear this thrown around a lot, but you know, the like this particular skill set is like thrown around a lot now. Like everybody, like people are saying, oh, this is like but like the person that like the origins of it is hilarious, right? Slide cording, which I think is cool. I think is cool, like when used in the context of like, you know, stuff where it's like, I guess, you know, like chart, like I guess how do I say this? It's like stuff, you know,
Stop making your
like
own charts.
I mean,
Sheesh.
oh
TY.
my god.
No, but like what I was gonna say though is like the
Slide cording.
origin of that is Beverly 2, Psychobilly Freakout FC from 2007.
This is facts.
Earliest caveman
Literally.
drawings of slide cording. Beverly 2.
Beverly 2. I think after that though I think the first time I saw it was Frank when he did Lemonade Glaze or something like that. That was the first time I saw
Yeah.
someone, I guess, using that. But no, I think like slide cording is really cool. Like if you're lacking the dexterity to do something, I feel like that's ultimately like the best. That's a cool. Like I feel like
Cool-
when
cool
you
substitute
use
for
skill
it.
sets to, I guess, like instead of like I guess making gimmicks out of them, when you use like skill sets to like NATO sliding is a good
Oh,
example.
man.
Like, you know,
You're gonna get me started.
on patterns, and then like, you know, slide cording for like stuff like, you know, like figuring out like we mentioned earlier, like figuring out methods for stuff that's, you know, people thought were impossible, you know, like lemonade glaze or whatever, you know, that sort of stuff. I feel like when it comes to inventing your own skill set, that's what like I said earlier, I think that's what modern Clone Hero should be about, in my opinion, sort of trying to push boundaries in like really unique ways, I guess.
Taco
Sort of.
strumming. I
Taco strumming's another one, yeah.
I would love to see more players do like accurate taco strumming. It is actually really fucking difficult. It is
Yeah, I've
so
tried that shit and it sucks.
it
I
is
hate it.
so AIDS, dude.
It is, yeah, it's much more what's the word? You need a lot more effort to do things with tacoing.
Yeah,
In
dude.
a sense in which like you have to move your entire arm as opposed to your just hand, and some people just aren't about it.
I'm not gonna lie. I think taco strumming is like, in terms of technicality, I think it's probably like one of the most difficult things to do in the game. Like probably like a top 3 like specific method-ish type things, you know?
I'm inclined to agree simply because people avoid it, and I feel like it's
Yeah.
for simply that reason. It's
Yeah.
just too hard.
I've tried it and it's like sort of, I guess, like trying to get the hang of it is like the most unfun thing, at least for me. So
Right.
I commend people that can do it, you know, because that shit's like I don't even know how. I mean, I'm sure it's something that I could probably, like, if I spent like a year trying to do it, I could probably become like really good at it. But because like that's what's happened to me with like a lot of other skill sets. But like, man, like that's in terms of like there being a steep learning curve for a skill set, like that's got to be like at the top or among the top, you know.
In terms of like adapting it fully and using it when you can, yeah. I'd have to agree
Using
with
it
that.
for sections is really fun and satisfying because it just offers a new route to FCing the same adventure puzzle that's in front of you that like you couldn't think of before, Jeff. You know?
Yeah,
It's
adventure
like
puzzle. Woo!
it's like you reach level 10 in like this Elder Scrolls game, and then now you can like, you know, go through this one door or some shit.
Skyrim in 2022.
You know, like you can just take this other route of doing the same thing, and you get to see different things. You know, like you get to play along to different things in the song because if you're taco strumming versus, you know, one-handing and you're down strumming shit, you know, you get to play the different version of the song. And I think the thing that makes like full songs FCs the most enticing is like not only like the quality of the execution, but like the diversity of things incorporated. You know, I think if you can incorporate like twice the amount of methods for like a specific thing, or like just like a shit ton of unique looking ways of playing it, I'm much more likely to go back and watch it constantly. I don't know.
Because if you can adapt that sort of thing, like if you can be like, okay, this part I'm gonna need a taco. If you can like tell yourself that you can, or I guess more so be confident that you can perform said like tactic,
Yeah.
and if it helps you out, like you discovered on one section, right? You can do it on one section. Like think of the amount of times you could use it on other sections that are sort of like gated by difficulty, that all of a sudden open it up, and it becomes essentially your playground to play with now that you know how to taco. It's one of those things. It's a huge breakthrough that you have to make in a method like that.
Yeah, it's I would say the section that is made that is probably the most difficult, that is then made the easiest, is the chord section in Uber song, where it's like the green orange and then red blue back and forth really fast for like 20 or 30 notes straight.
Yeah.
That section with taco strumming, I did it first try at the meetup in front of like a bunch of people, because they were like, because Jared was like, bro, I want to see that shit. I was like, all right, and I did it, and it was probably the coolest thing I ever did.
Mind blowing.
Mind blowing. It literally transforms every song, if you really want it to, into like a Dragon Force nose strumming challenge. You know,
Yeah.
You can make your own charts, which I know you just said you probably shouldn't, but charts like fucking Taco Versus is hilarious. Or like Stepping Solo B, man.
Taco versus. I'm done.
FC me troubles taco.
Oh, shout out to Mooski.
Yeah, that's sort of. I mean, yeah, but like I said before, I feel like people like, I guess, creating their own sort of like methods to hit stuff that people that was impossible first. Like that's the sort of thing I live for almost when it comes to like this game. I love seeing that. I love seeing people, because that's like their sort of, because they're sort of doing what they can to sort of, I guess, innovate the game in a way, and it helps keep it alive, and I think that's really cool. So.
Yeah.
I will say, again, if you can't adopt all skill sets, don't be what's the word? Don't be too loud. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you it's been in my experience that the amount of skill sets that I haven't been able to do go down as I play. So I just kind of think example.
Yeah, like name an example.
Name an example. Chords. Like, I mean, like chords. Like, I could not. What do you mean?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm understanding, or if maybe I'm just losing my train of thought myself. I sort of said, or wow, holy
specific
crap.
Methods. So Jeffrey.
Yeah.
I have kind of always been like okay at like skip tapping, and that's something that's like kind of always slung around as a hardware dependent. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm local recording, so it won't be a problem, but for that, hold on.
I see.
Is this better?
We're being chilling.
Is it okay?
Yeah, you're fine.
All right. Yeah, no, I guess like skip tapping is something that takes a lot of work, but people think is like mostly just like hardware. A lot of people think it's like straight up hardware. It's just not something that you can get good at through like normal means.
I think out of all, I think when it comes like when you're like going from like a RAFnet to an Arduino or something like that, or like regular RAFnet to just to a hardwired Arduino, I do think that skill set is probably your, like, out of all skill sets that you'll see an improvement on, that will end up being the most noticeable. I think it's still mostly skill and something you got to work on, but I feel like out of all skill sets, that exist when you're going from like a RAFnet to a hardwired Arduino, you're gonna see like most that like the
It
I
smooths
guess
out.
yeah,
Smooths
it'll
it
be
out.
most noticeable, you know.
Something that I will add on to like the inventing your own skill set type of thing is incorporate easier versions of methods that you learn for harder sections in the future stuff. So for example, I like if you watch me play, that's something that Pixel told me that he noticed at the meetup, and that Ian has remarked on as well, is that like everything that I do is just to, like, constantly challenge my speed in some way. Like whether I'm like down strumming through the menu or up strumming through the menu in the game at like 10 songs per second or whatever, or
I know what you're on about. Yeah.
yeah, stuff like that. So something that I started to do, like that's like super small, but that I like has just made learning skip tapping become more fluent. Like I'm already pretty decent at it, but is I start doing like chimneys, like triplet chimneys as just 2 descending skip tap trips, and it's like pretty consistent. You know, if it's not like mega fast, but you know, if you're constantly finding ways to practice a skill set and a small thing that you're gonna constantly be playing, you know, you don't need to fucking, you know, play like the quality and play yes or like solo F to practice skip tapping. You can do it while you're doing something else and play like.
That is a good point, because like people will sort of discredit themselves if they can't do one section with like one method. Then they'll say that they're bad at said method, but you can incorporate the method way easier in sections that don't actually require it, but you can subconsciously train it at the same time.
Yeah, you don't need to practice if you're trying to get good at a single thing. You know, like skip tapping, you don't need to practice a section in which the hard part is the skip tapping.
Right.
You know, you're probably more likely to do well at like a faster rate by playing sections where the hard part isn't actually what you're trying to get better at entirely.
Yeah, you have to gradually, build that up.
Yeah, you're gonna find a way to overcome that slightly smaller obstacle and find a way to become consistent at it. You know, you're not gonna be focused on the GBH in the middle of the song or section when you're trying to focus on the hard thing, even though that middle part of the song or section is actually what you're wanting to work on. So just do stuff like that. I mean, that's when I play Ties 150. I do like boomer tapping. Like I'm not really interested in doing boomer tapping, but I mean, it makes it more consistent, and it's like a skill set that I don't practice often. So it's nice to find a way to get that in.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
I feel like the best way to I feel like the best way to like get good at any sort of skill set is not like I feel like is just to casually do it like over time without really thinking about it, like incorporating it into something else that you're doing. I feel like it's the best way to sort of get good at it.
When you if I may real quick, whenever you're not enjoying the game, you definitely notice how much you're playing the game, because you're just you're just not enjoying it. You're looking at the clock constantly. When you're enjoying the game and you're just playing stuff for fun, even if it's like not entirely crazy hard for you, but it's just like, anywhere, you're gonna put so much more quality time into actually like learning stuff, or just casually sight reading stuff, that you're gonna notice a lot bigger benefit than being mad at the game while you're trying to practice, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. Like every skill sets like rake tapping or like solo strumming, stuff like that,
Yeah.
Stuff that I try to get good at, even stuff like chording, or being able to you're like one-handing sections that have like stray strums that are just like thrown in somewhere, and you got to really like time it right. Like stuff like that is just stuff that I've sort of like I do casually over time without really thinking about it much, and I just happen to improve at it, and it sort of clicks over time. I don't really have that experience where something like clicks one day and it's like a switch. It's always like gradual for me, although I suppose that's different for everyone.
Yeah, as soon as I picked the guitar up, I have seen Soul Robot like 105 and then 2B at 150.
And then
It'll always come
Like-
with time.
yeah, it was just like pretty much instantly. Like I kept like playing the wrong songs in the menus because I would strum too fast. So, what do you think, Jeff? Do you have anything else to add on DLC to?
I'd say just a word of advice, honestly. Like, just thinking about it now, it's like I know a lot of people who just discredit themselves for not being able to do things instantly, but it's like just what's the word? Get your head in the game, keep at it, and fucking you will persevere. The game is not a sprint; it's a marathon. So
Marathon.
You'd be shocked at how many people like I think everyone has this perception. You see an FC video and they're like, yeah, it took them like 1 or 2 tries, when in reality like even for like one section FC, you know, you'll have people that spend like hours. I'm thinking of like you know, like if I upload like a tech FC or anything else,
yeah, it's
like
good
for a really
examples.
hard section, like I might like unlist like the session, the recording session that I did. That's like an hour or 2 long, where I'm just attempting it, you know, and so people can see it and they'll see, okay, yeah, this definitely wasn't as easy as the video made it out to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like that sort of thing, you know, perception of difficulty in terms of just seeing what people do and thinking, oh yeah, that person probably pissed that out, when in reality, like most cases, you'll have really tough sections and people will spend hours on them, you know.
Shmooey grind sessions are the deepest of the iceberg in Clone Hero. What do they look like?
They probably
just,
look
I
like,
mean,
Lights, camera, action.
oh my god,
Yeah.
video pad, like video
caution
pad,
tape.
video pad of all, like, is there
Video pad.
something about that program? Like, that's such an odd choice
I
to
don't
me,
know,
unless
man.
there's something I don't like. Like, I mean, there's you can
132.5.
you can easily get
Math, by the way.
Vegas, like you can easily get Vegas, like, you know,
Yeah, I mean,
from
I cracked
certain
it for
means.
free, guys. I did not pay for
Yeah.
it, by the way. I own that. I stole it.
Yeah.
Nope, video pad, which is I think is like it's like a lateral move. Like if you're going from like movie maker to video pad, it's like a lateral move. Like, is one really
Yeah.
better than the other? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
it just doesn't make sense.
Well, I don't have anything else to really mention or talk about, unless if y'all have something.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed shooting the shit part 2. We're
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but this was cool. I enjoy sort of doing this, you know, because I feel like, you know, just discussions about like, you know, like this sort of thing, like we're able to just, you know, like, you know, we sort of have the opportunity, I guess, to sort of be honest about like, you know, our thoughts on like the game on various topics without like being like, and we can be like sort of serious about it, but like in a casual way, like it's just a casual conversation.
Yeah, I don't want to feel like I have to patronize or like sort of hold back what I say, because like certain people like within a game, like within the game itself, like wouldn't like what I'm gonna say, because like I mean, you gotta be honest. You can't really sugarcoat things. And if I think something, or if I know something's happening, and like, you know, you wouldn't want to say it when something that's not really happening.
If
As
Jeff
compared
knows
to,
you're cheating,
know.
you will be found out.
Yeah, and
You're
if
gonna
I
be
know,
tried for
Murder.
Yeah.
First degree murder.
and if you know, if you're gonna cheat, then say one thing, do another thing, then yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, we're gonna
It
steal
reminds
your girl.
reminds me of the clip that from the Chad cast, where I think they were talking about Golden Op faking haha no solo one, and Shmooey was like no, Jared was like, oh yeah, so already if you're faking clips, I already have like no respect for you, and like Shmooey was either like emotionless or just maybe looked a little bit nervous, like
Squidward.
Yeah, words. Yeah,
fucking
words don't mean anything nowadays.
Yeah. All right. Well,
That's all I have to say though.
fucking peace the fuck out.